leaves a lot of fans wondering when it will be released on Netflix. All we know is that we're going to get it likely before the end of fall. Speaking of Marvel Netflix shows, Luke Cage Season 2's first official image shows Iron Fist and Luke Cage together, indicating we might see a Heroes for Hire storyline incoming in the future. We don't know if he'll be a series regular yet, but seeing these two work together is a welcome sight for comic book fans. Can't wait for Game of Thrones' final season? Too bad. Actor Liam Cunningham, who plays Sir Davos on the show, has stated that the show will be filming right up to the end of summer, meaning that we likely won't get Season 8 until 2019. Hopefully the long wait will be worth it. Did you have a good week? Because Harvey Weinstein didn't. Harvey Weinstein is terminated from his own company after multiple sexual assault allegations, prompting Apple to cancel a planned Elvis biopic series. We mentioned this last week. McDonald's Szechuan sauce promotion turned out to be...
Coming up on UCF Nightly News.
Find out why a UCF student's parent handed over a gun to police and how the internet played a role in the case.
The UCF Police Department welcomes 5 new officers. Hear why they're excited to be joining the Knights family.
And we'll tell you about a new mentorship program at UCF. This collaboration will benefit students who use the Blackstone Launchpad.
And in sports, the UCF softball team is going up against Tulsa this weekend.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Sophia McCready's.
And I'm Alexandria Bozargian. Today is Friday, March 23rd, 2018.
Students are getting ready to load buses to head to Washington, D.C. for the March for Our Lives. UCF Nightly News reporter Khalil Maycock was with the students this morning. Khalil, can you tell us what you saw when you were out there?
Well, Alexandria and Sophia, the buses have just arrived and students are now loading. The buses were supposed to be here at 12, but they are just coming. And a little over 100 UCF students are preparing to head to D.C. for March for Our Lives. This morning near the student union, these students checked in. They had pillows and blankets in hand. They are preparing to travel roughly 17 hours to march for a change. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas alumni Lauren Short says she's going to be a part of a movement.
My goal for going on this trip is mainly to be a part of the community that's trying to promote change, and I think as a group we can really do that, and the fact that a lot of people are going is going to help that change.
The same time the students from UCF are in D.C. marching, there will be a march here in downtown Orlando. The march will take place at Lake Eola from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's all we have for right now, and Nightly News will keep you updated as the story continues. Back to you, Sophia and Alexandria at the desk.
Thanks, Khalil. A UCF student can't come to campus after posting comments about school shootings on Reddit, and his dad turned in a gun to the police. Investigators say the student was a threat, but his lawyer says this is just a case of internet trolling.
U.S. history. Run that way.
R.I.P. my hero. Those were some of the words that police say Christian Velasquez posted on Reddit about Las Vegas shooter Stephen Paddock. Days later, after 17 people died at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, police say Velasquez posted again. Quote, Cruz is a hero, end quote. Those Reddit posts, among others, prompted police to Baker Act Velasquez on March 5th.
Velasquez's lawyer says he was held here for a week. But according to this magistrate report, he was discharged due to not meeting criteria for an involuntary hold, in part due to a lack of evidence.
Still, documents show his father turned over his own gun to police and let them search his room. On March 9th, the Florida legislature passed a new law called the Risk Protection Order. Police filed the first of its kind against Velasquez 10 days later. The order temporarily bars Velasquez from buying a gun or owning a gun. His lawyer, Kendra Paris, calls it an abuse of power.
People say horrible things. Why do people make horrible statements online? Well, they're making it in response to this situation, and they don't know all the facts. So who knows why people do it, but they do, and it's a culture that we've grown accustomed to online.
Nightly News tried several times to interview UCF police about the case, but...
You know, I've been speaking with your counterpart about that, and I told her that I wasn't doing an interview.
They did release this statement. We should all sleep easier at night knowing that a firearm was removed from his household and that he is barred from purchasing any others.
Paris told us Velasquez's family has received threats and left town to stay with relatives. Velasquez is scheduled to appear in court March 29th. In the meantime, police say there's a trespass order against him for campus. We will keep you updated on this story.
UCF PD's police chief is retiring this year. After years of service, the police department is searching for a new leader. Reporter Brianna Jones has more about his send-off.
Again, it's a great honor.
UCF says farewell to our Chief of Police, Richard Berry. After a 41-year law enforcement career, Chief Berry is retiring from UCF PD. Berry, a fellow Knight, was a chief for 11 years. Now, he reflects on that time.
I will miss on game days as I walk around campus and students yell, "Hey Chief, how you doing?" And they come over and they introduce their family to me. That means so much to me as a law enforcement officer.
Berry says he loves UCF, but there are some things he is happy he will get to live without.
The late night phone calls, worrying about potential bad things that can happen, that takes a toll on you.
UCF PD is now in the hunt for a new chief. Courtney Gilmartin, UCF Public Information Officer, explains the process.
The process is being guided by the Florida Police Chiefs Association. They'll take in feedback from community and campus stakeholders as the process moves along.
Berry has some advice for who is next.
Stay true to your values. Remember, integrity is number one. Continue to build a culture of community policing and never be afraid if you make a mistake to fess up and then move on. The public will respect you for that.
Officer Frank Imparata says the new chief has big shoes to fill.
I'm going to miss him a lot. He's a great leader. He's a great role model, great example. He's an officer's officer.
So what's next in the cards for Berry?
What I'm going to do is retire from UCF. Then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do when I grow up.
And growing up means keeping busy for Chief Berry. Reporting in Orlando, Brianna Jones, UCF Nightly News.
Chief Berry's last day is June 30th, 2018. As for the new chief search, Berry has no say in this choice. UCF PD is working alongside the search committee to find a suitable replacement.
The University of Central Florida Police Department swore in 5 new officers to the department last night. The family and friends of UCF PD gathered to swear in the new officers. The new officers are Bianca Becker, Don Ferreira, Devin Narine, Kevin Quintero, and Albert Semelian. Ferreira is a 20-year veteran of the New York Police Department. She's excited for a fresh start.
This means a lot to me. This is like, you know, almost getting my youth back again, starting all over again. Like I said, I was a lieutenant, you know, and, you know, starting back over, being a cop. That doesn't bother me because I know how I am. You know, I strive to do better things and, you know, move up in ranks.
All 5 officers complete classroom and field training before working on their own. Then each trainee is paired with a patrol officer to gain hands-on experience.
A new startup company is coming to campus. UCF's Blackstone Launchpad is partnering with Techstars to support student entrepreneurs. Reporter Anna Johnson found out how students and faculty feel about the announcement.
The Blackstone Charitable Foundation announced its official partnership with Techstars earlier this month. Techstars is a company that funds and mentors startups. Cameron Ford is the director of Blackstone Launchpad at UCF. He says the new partnership means new opportunities for students.
This partnership with Techstars is going to be an exclusive resource available only to UCF students who participate through our Blackstone Launchpad. It opens up a worldwide network of outstanding entrepreneurs that would not be available to anybody else in the community.
Through the new partnership, the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership and Blackstone Launchpad and all of their affiliated organizations are going to be offering students access to over 10,000 new mentors. The partnership brings more than just mentoring. Ford says Techstars also offers students advanced techniques to get ahead.
We're hoping that the combination of better methodologies and knowledge and connections is going to create this kind of perfect storm, if you will, of resources that will help our students realize the power of their own ideas.
Mason Mincy is a student who is using his own ideas to start his own company. He also works at Blackstone Launchpad. He thinks student entrepreneurs can refine their businesses with help from Techstars.
I think it's been something that's been lacking here in Blackstone, like a platform that really helps students engage with one another.
Mincy thinks it's the perfect time for UCF students to get involved.
But I think we are definitely on the come up. Like, people are investing money, people are investing in startups.
Startups, students dream up right here on campus. In Orlando, Anna Johnson, UCF Nightly News.
Blackstone Launchpad is under the umbrella of UCF Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership, which is part of the College of Business. It's open Monday through Friday with all UCF students, and it's free 3 times a week.
Coming up after the break, a recent rise in anti-Semitism has sparked controversy. Find out how Orlando is affected by this rise in hate speech.
Plus, a tragedy in South Florida hits home in Orlando. We'll tell you about the former Knight who lost his life in the FIU bridge collapse.
The Anti-Defamation League released an article saying during 2017, anti-Semitic incidents rose in the U.S. Between 2016 and 2017, these incidents increased 57%. The report states that this was partly due to an increase in incidents on college campuses and K-12 schools. Ben Friedman, director of the Community Relations at the Jewish Federation of Greater Orlando, says Orlando school officials are notifying him when incidents occur.
Some people have reached out to tell me about swastikas that have appeared on sidewalks and in bathrooms at local schools.
The report by an ADL mentioned incidents on college campuses. Nightly News reached out to Central Florida Hillel to see if anything happened on our campus in 2017. The Center for UCF Jewish Life says in a statement, "We have been fortunate in 2017 that we did not have any anti-Semitic incidents at UCF."
Family and friends of a former UCF Knight are mourning a loss.
Former engineering student Brandon Brownfield died when a pedestrian bridge at Florida International University collapsed last week.
Reporter Natalia Carreno tells us she spoke with his wife and a college roommate.
6 lives were taken, 1 being a fellow Knight. Brandon Brownfield studied electrical engineering at UCF in 2004. His wife, Chelsea Brownfield, confirmed the tragedy on her Facebook page. She says, "I keep trying to find the words to share with you, our friends and family, but nothing feels right." The couple has 3 young daughters. They moved to South Florida for his job at Maxim Crane Works, according to a GoFundMe page started for the family. Brandon's college roommate, Jason Balsrate, says they lived together for 2 years and he can't believe this happened to someone like him.
What made him special was he was just a good friend. He would have done anything for me. He would have done anything for any one of us.
The GoFundMe page has been up for only a week and already has over $90,000 raised by over 900 people. His wife says his memorial service will be a celebration of life. Our thoughts are with Brandon and his loved ones. Back to Sophia and Alex at the desk.
Coming up after the break, Carla will tell us what the weather will look like this weekend. Will this cool weather continue?
Plus, see how a new study ranks Florida in terms of water pollution. We'll tell you what campus resources can help you be environmentally friendly.
According to a new study, many major industrial facilities are releasing pollutants in our waterways, past the legal amount under the Clean Water Act. Reporter Maya Dowdy has more on this study and takes us to World Water Day, where UCF organizations are bringing attention to water pollution, treatment, and waste.
Natural springs, wetlands, and beaches, a vital part of Florida's ecosystem. But a study released by the Environment Florida Research and Policy Center says there were 270 separate times when corporations in Florida polluted more than allowed by the Clean Water Act over 21 months. The majority of cases were met with no repercussions. Amanda Lindsay, a natural resources employee at UCF, believes that in order to protect our water, corporations need to be penalized for their exceedances.
Clamping down on those larger corporations would have a huge helpful impact on protecting our waterways.
Clean water enforcement is declining, and in the 2019 budget plan, funding for the EPA's civil enforcement of environmental programs is being cut by $30.4 million.
If there's no funding to go out and look at these areas or find these people, then it's obviously, you know, they're not going to get fined, then they're not going to get that slap on the wrist, and they're going to continue doing whatever it is that they're doing.
It just like filters through.
At UCF, many organizations are using their platforms to educate the public on environmental problems. At World Water Day, students learned about issues from waterways to plastic pollution. Yara Watson is the coordinator for sustainability initiatives and hopes events like this will show the importance of our natural resources.
So even though we're growing doesn't mean we can continue to take and take and take from the environment. And so we're proactively making sure we're taking steps to be good stewards of our earth.
And some students understand the importance of keeping our waters clean.
It's very important to make sure that the water we have is clean and it's like renewable.
Water is such an important and sustainable source. We use it in everyday life.
A life along the water that Floridians know well and hope to maintain. Reporting from UCF, Maya Dowdy, UCF Nightly News.
To learn more about the study released, visit environmentflorida.org. And to get involved in environmental protection at UCF, get in contact with sustainability initiatives.
We've had a pretty hectic week in weather, Sophia.
That's true, but I'm really liking this cooler weather. Hey Carla, can you tell us if this cool weather is going to stick around for the weekend?
Ladies, it looks like this cold Florida weather isn't giving up just yet. We're only a few days into spring, and the only thing we've gotten so far is this chilly weather and pollen. Luckily, I have good news for our upcoming days, but right now, outside, absolutely beautiful weather in Orlando. Let's take a look at what our neighbors are seeing across this state. In Orlando, a high of 72. In our capital, a high of 70. Up north in Jacksonville, 63. Our neighbors in Tampa, 68. And down south in Miami, a high of 73. Now for our lows. Up north, we're experiencing our 40s with a 46 in our capital, 40 in Jacksonville, Tampa 49, down south in Miami again, a low of 63, and back home in Orlando, 53. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. A warmer weekend ahead with mostly sunny skies on Saturday. A warmer weekend with our highs finally reaching up to the 80s, guys. That's right, a high of 82 degrees on Saturday. Sunday, a high of 85. Monday, we're going to be experiencing a 20% chance of showers with a high of 78 degrees and a low of 62 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, temperatures reaching 79 degrees, but ending our night with partly cloudy skies with a low of 60 degrees. And for Wednesday, expect lots of sun with a high near 82 degrees and a low around 61 degrees. That's all the time we have for now. I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. I'm Carla Rodriguez. Back to you, Sophia and Alex at the desk.
Coming up after the break, the UCF Knights football team is worth more than they've ever been worth before.
Plus, see how the UCF men's tennis team plans to keep their win streak alive.
Good afternoon, Knights. I'm Amanda Shep, and here's the latest news on UCF athletics. Danny White is one of 5 finalists chosen for the Sports Business Journal's Athletic Director of the Year. White is going on his 3rd year as Vice President and Director of Athletics at UCF. Many teams at UCF have shown success under his leadership. The football team has gone from a winless season to national champions. Both the men's and the women's basketball team have had 20-win seasons, and the baseball program won the American Athletic Conference regular season title in 2017. The Athletic Director of the Year will be announced at a red carpet ceremony and awards gala in New York City on May 23rd. The UCF football team had a record-breaking exposure value for the 2017-2018 season. The last 3 games of the title run brought in over $171 million, and the rest of the season brought in an additional $29 million. The value of exposure is found when combining multiple factors such as national television coverage, print media, and social media. UCF Athletics says nearly 51,000 articles were written about UCF football from November 17th to January 31st. Due to revenue, exposure, and a winning record, the national champions will be playing a tougher schedule this season. UCF Athletics announces a home-and-home series between UCF and Louisville football. The Louisville Cardinals are non-conference Power 6 opponent. UCF will travel to Louisville September 2021 and then host the Cardinals here at home September 2022. The last game played between the teams was in 2013 when UCF came back by 24 points and Blake Bortles led the Knights on a game-winning touchdown drive. This was the first time UCF beat a top 10 team. The next game for the Knights is the spring game set for April 21st at 6 p.m. After coming off a split on Wednesday against Princeton, the UCF softball team will be playing Tulsa this weekend. The Knights won the first game against the Princeton Tigers 6-1 before falling to them 7-4. After the series, outfielder Megan Greenwell finished with a career-high 3 stolen bases in a single game, and she became the 7th player in program history to steal over 50 bases. UCF advances to 18-12 as they take on Tulsa, the American Tournament champions. The first pitch of the weekend will be thrown today at home at 5:30 p.m. The UCF baseball team starts a 3-game series today at home taking on East Carolina University. The Knights are coming off a pair of losses earlier in the week against FSU. Despite the loss, Chandler Robertson had a career-high 3-for-5 performance at the plate, and Rylan Thomas went 1-for-3, extending his hit streak to 8 straight games. If you want to catch the Knights in action, the first pitch will be thrown tonight at home at 6:30. After extending their win streak to 4, the UCF men's tennis team takes on Princeton today. Number 40 UCF beat number 38 Arkansas earlier in the week 5-2. UCF won line 1 and line 2 doubles to capture the opening match point. After losing the first singles match 6-3, 6-2, the Knights came back to clinch the victory at the next 2 lines in singles. The team now moves to 8-6. UCF is back in action today at the USTA National Campus, playing Princeton today at 6 p.m. The number 25 UCF women's tennis team is also on a win streak after taking down Yale 5-2 on Thursday. This is a 7th straight victory for the Knights. The team earned wins at number 2 and number 3 doubles to gain the opening match point, and now they advance to 13-2 overall. The Knights' next match is against Brown Tuesday at the USTA National Campus starting at 1 p.m. That's all the time we have for now. Check back next week for more coverage on UCF sports. Back to you, Sophia and Alex.
That's our time for right now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our nightly news on our website, nightlynews.ucf.edu.
And if you have a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynews@ucf.edu. Thanks for watching and have a great day.